Hello everybody. I'll be talking about how biodiversity affects the environment and what biodiversity actually is. You're probably wondering why I chose biodiversity. I chose biodiversity because it's basically what makes us call Earth home. Let's start by telling you what biodiversity is. Biodiversity is the variation of living things on a specific ecosystem. Take for example a desert. You have cactuses, lizards, snakes, and insects. This is biodiversity. There's also parts of biodiversity, which are species biodiversity, genetic biodiversity, and ecological biodiversity. Let's talk about species biodiversity first. Species biodiversity is the species that live on a single area. Take for an example, a grassland. You have predators and prey, plants and animals. On the plant side you have a little amount of trees and a lot of grass. The animal side you have predators and prey. Predators are carnivores like lions, hyenas, and cheetahs. And you have herbivores or prey that can be gazelles, zebras, and wild woos. And there's also producers, which is the grass. There's also genetic biodiversity. Genetic biodiversity is the variety of genes that exist in a single species. Take for example dogs. The dogs are from one species, but the thing that makes a dog different from another dog is the genes. Every dog has different genes. That's what makes genetic biodiversity. Ecological biodiversity. Ecological biodiversity is the variation of ecosystems and natural habitats. Take for example a desert and Antarctica, or take a Sahara. Compared to the Himalayas, the Sahara is hot and the Himalaya is cold. These two are very different from each other, so they're diverse. That is ecological biodiversity. I'll be telling you facts about biodiversity and how many species there are on Earth. Did you know that 30 million species are living on Earth? While other researchers, small amount of them, think there's over 100 million species on Earth. While scientists only identified 1.7 million species. So we've got a long way to identify all the species on Earth. And most of these species come from the rainforest. Did you know that 50% of all animals and plants come from rainforest? That's about 15 million species. All come from rainforests. While rainforest amount is small, only 2% of the land mass. Imagine this. And last but not least, the amount of invertebrates. It's about 98% of the whole diversity comes from invertebrates. 98%. Just imagine this. Why is biodiversity important? Biodiversity gives us food and materials so we can build a community, while biodiversity gives us medicines from plants and animals, drugs, vaccination. All this can come from the plant kingdom and the animal kingdom. There's also ecological biodiversity that helps us. Plants are a major contributor to clean the air and filter the water and absorb all the carbon dioxide that we give off, just to making us live a bright future. There is also genetic diversity that helps prevent diseases to spread out. That's because genes are different from each other, so they won't hold the disease forever. Imagine this, everything is made for us to balance the earth, but we as humans are destroying the world. Actually, we are threatening to make all the animals extinct within the near future. There are 6 major contributors that act negatively on biodiversity. There's habitat loss, climate change, pollution, overfishing or overexploitation, and spread of native species and diseases. Imagine this, that we are just basically destroying the world. But however, one person can change this. You can create a certified wildlife habitat. You can do this it's easy, like just building a habitat for animals and helping them to not become extinct. One person can help to keep 10 small animals and keep biodiversity alive for at least 10 to 5 years. That is just magnificent. That's all I've got to you. Goodbye, and I hope you do the right thing. Sky number 8 and 10 was copy-pasted in the following site.